you hear about the shooting on BuzzFeed or some other reliable source, you tweet about it, you hashtag pray for Orlando, so sick of this senseless violence, senators need to do something, and then following that, the next tweet is about pizza, friends, dogs, classes, pizza, makeup, summer, the beach, pizza. All those are good things, but that diminishes all of your convictions. You're taking away from the impact that your words can have by putting them on a platform that is endless. So, for starters, I have my own feelings about gay rights. I think that gays should have rights, and people of color and everyone on earth that is breathing. I also have my own feelings about gun laws. I think that we should not have those. There was any kind of need for civilians to have guns, then we wouldn't have police forces because we wouldn't need to protect ourselves. And I understand that people are nuts and that you feel like you need a little extra protection from the bad things that happen, but does you owning a gun prevent you from being shot? Did anyone in Orlando having a gun affect their mortality? No. I'm sure some of them believe that everyone should have a gun, and it was because of that belief that they were killed for no reason besides the fact that they were gay. It doesn't make any sense, because you can have your own opinions, but you don't need to shoot someone because of it. And if we didn't have guns, then like that wouldn't even be an issue. But that's not to say that gun laws are the reason why hate crimes happen. Hate crimes can happen without guns. It's not mutually exclusive. And I think my issue is that while I was looking on Twitter, a lot of people were praying for Orlando, which is awesome. But they don't need that. My prayers and my opinions do not have any impact on that person's belief. People that are crazy enough to shoot someone they don't give a f about my prayer. Sorry. They don't care. And I'm all for prayers, but there's only so much that can do. Don't need prayers, they need action. Because you can pray as much as you want. You can send all your heartbreak to Orlando and to places like Orlando, but that won't change what happened in Orlando. If you tweet about it, I'm glad you have a public stance against murder. That, like, we're perpetuating a culture that is based off of social media interactions. Your convictions are only valid if you tweet about them. Twitter's great. I love Twitter. But unless somehow legislation is by retweets, then, like, it doesn't matter. What the heck? That doesn't do anything. That's fine. I did the same thing. That's, like, whatever. It doesn't change anything. If after you turn your phone off, you don't care about it anymore, or it's not at the forefront of your mind, or you don't have any intention of doing anything about it, then it's a lost cause. And with a lot of things, I think it's fine to have an opinion, set it aside, and then live your daily life. That's totally fine, but in other cases, people aren't dying. I understand that not everyone is bad, but that being said, that doesn't change the fact that there are also people that are so bad that I might die, and that is so scary. And there's nothing that I can do about it except advocate against guns. The point isn't to be anti-gun. It's not to be anti-anything, it's to be proactive. That's the only pro that matters. You are one person with one voice, and if you don't think that your voice is valuable, you wouldn't have tweeted in the first place. Why not do something about it? Why not put something behind your words instead of just a word count? Because 160 characters cannot change much. I'm just one person. It's just a fact. It doesn't... I think that's all I have. Hi, okay, so there's one thing I left out, and that's do your research. Look at the statistics. Look at newspapers, books, the news, literally anything in America. Look at other countries. Look at what's happening, and then form an opinion. Because if you are going to say that we don't have a gun problem, I would strongly, strongly disagree with you, and that's my own prerogative. It's also your prerogative to remain ignorant. That's fine. If you choose not to acknowledge what's going on, that is also fine. You don't have to listen to a single thing that I say, and that's fine, but I just had to include that before this ended because I feel like that's a very important piece. Look at what happened in the past year, and then tell me that we don't have an issue. Just do your research and think about the environment you're creating for yourselves and the other people that share the planet with you before you state your opinion. Okay, that's it. Okay.